प्रपन्न पारिजाताय स्तोत्रवेत्रैकपाणये ज्ञानमुद्राय कृष्णाय गीतामृतदुहे नमः. In this last class on chapter 4, we will see how Lord Sri Krishna brings his eloquent discourse on Jnana Yoga to a close. What we saw in the last class, namely the 39th verse, was very important from sadhana point of view. Whenever we get the doubt why we are not progressing properly, we must use this shloka. Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatparaha sanyatendriyaha jnanam labdva param shanti achirena adhigacchati. Very powerful verse this is. First we need to check, have we somewhere lost our sincere faith, Shraddha? And if the answer from our within arises saying, oh, I have full faith in the scriptures, in the teachers, in God, then what might have gone wrong is we have not been focused. We have not been single-pointed. There is no tatparata. And if our conscience says, not really, I have been on it all the time, then the third part is, though you have been on it, as we gave the example, somebody has been in the ashram, not going anywhere, but quite possibly in the ashram itself, while her or his behavior is excellent in the classes, in the sessions, in the events, maybe in her own privacy, there is lack of self-control. Even if it is puja prasad, somebody takes a lot, takes it to her room and eats more than what is appropriate. Or somebody very much having faith, very much focused in one sense, but when it comes to some gossiping between the classes, between some spiritual sessions with a friend or with some visitor, one is talking about things that are not appropriate for a spiritual seeker, talking too much about latest politics. Sometimes these days some people are under the illusion that if they talk about some patriotic stuff, then it is supportive of their sadhana. For a spiritual seeker, whether it is patriotic stuff, whether it is about the greatness of their own religion, their own scripture, etc., no matter what, right measure is important. You see one or two videos about some communal fight, understandable. Whole day between spiritual classes, you are checking what is the update between spiritual practices. You are overindulging in what is the latest on Salman Rushdie. Did he die or has he survived? And same report going over again and again. That is lack of indriya sanyama. It is okay to be aware of things. It is okay to be in the know of things. But knowingly or unknowingly, if you and I indulge in too much into news, too much into politics, too much into entertainment, too much into some other formalities. There was a sadhu in a village. He was too much into inviting people of the village and giving them an nice treat. But there were some who were sponsoring that. The money part was handled. But he was very eager. What happened in the process? Treating, offering, was it his business? Was it his job? Should he do that so much? But he took pleasure in that. Along with giving nice halwa or laddu to the devotees who came, he also took one every time, enjoying the various aspects of so-called hospitality. So, sanyatendriya, if one is self-controlled, then one has to get. It's a science. If the three factors are in right measure, Shraddha, then Tatparata, then Indriya Sanyama, some say seeker is bound to get. Jnanam labate, jnanam labdva, param shantimapi adhigacchati. No doubt about it. Therefore, masters like Vivekananda have said in a philosophical way, the effect is nothing but the cause itself. The cause itself is the effect. It's a very general statement. Out of clay, you make a pot. Every bit of the pot is clay only. If the clay is of improper quality, the effect, the pot will also be weak. It will break very easily. Likewise, take it in a larger sense. We have gone about it Shraddha, we have gone about the sadhana with Tatparata, we have gone about it with total self-control. It is not somebody says do not eat jalebi, but if you cross the limits of what is moderation, you are in for trouble. Your body will suffer, your mind will suffer, you will lose your concentration, you will have very many undesirable outcomes. So if Shraddha, Tatparata, Indriya Sayama have gone into, they are the causes in a sense. The effect will be Jnana. And in these three one has lagged behind, then one is gone. So we completed Shankara Bhāshya also on that shloka, where it was said very insightfully by Acharya Shankara that in an earlier verse it was said, go to teachers, prostrate before them, serve them, then you will get knowledge. This prostration, this physical service, etc. are gauna. Pranipatadistu bahyaha anaikantika. There is no guarantee they will yield the result. But the Shraddha, Tatparata and Indriya Sanyama are antarika. They are antaranga sadhanas. The pranipata, prostrating. Or some people said, I have regularly given donation to this ashram. Still I am not enlightened. So very good you have given donation, but that is a bahya sadhana, supporting causes. We appreciate that. But antaranga sadhana is your Shraddha, your Tatparata, and your Indriya Sanyama. Most seekers fall by the side because they lack one of these. Going on, Adi Shankara now says, most important thing, in and through all these, if someone suffers from doubt, if one is not sure, every time looking left and right. Somebody other day said to me in Mumbai, he quoted, I do not remember the complete statement in Urdu, but two words that were used were significant. A man perishes because of aham and vaham. I did not know the word vaham. I asked him, what is the vaham? The vaham or vaham is samshaya. I said to him, thank you for saying it. Next class I am going to quote it. Because Sri Krishna has brought us to exactly that spot in the Gita, where vaham or samshaya is strongly criticized. If you have samshaya, then even though you may be 100 times more scholarly, because in the heart of hearts you doubt whether all this will help you will not go far. There could be another person who knows so little, but whatever little he knows, he trusts. Every one of you surely knows how a villager or a village lady crossed the river walking on the water because a guru told her, take Ramanam and walk, you will not sink. She did not know Shastras. And when the guru saw her walking on the water, he was surprised. He said, I will myself try. I told her that way, upaya. But when he started, he was doubting whether it will work for him or not, and he sank. This is, of course, half-baked guru, obviously. So, samshaya is a great killer. Shankara says, atra samshayaha na kartavyaha. Do not doubt these things. Sanatana dharma, with these scriptures like Gita and Upanishads, have stood the test of time for thousands of years, and they will remain for thousands of years to come, no doubt about it. Different religions who try to find fault with Hinduism or Sanatana Dharma are unknowingly or knowingly absorbing elements of Sanatana Dharma into their system. Because, as someone said recently, Sanatana Dharma is not even a kind of a packaged religion. It's the entire science. Adhyatma Vidya. It's all accommodative. Like today's science also goes on accommodating any new discovery. Its doors are open. Likewise, in the ancient times, this Sanatana Dharma, which today is called Hindu Dharma, Hindu religion, and so on, it is a religion, but it's much more than religion conceived in an ordinary way. There are some people who say Hinduism is not a religion, it's a way of living. I have an objection to that statement because that kind of statement misleads people to believe that Hinduism is just a way of living and therefore there is a need for adopting another religion. No, Hinduism is very much a religion, very much a way of living, and it is more than both these put together. What is, after all, a religion? Where there are clear definitions of who you are, what God is, how this world came about, and so on. Are they not answered in Hinduism? If it is only about way of living, how you treat elders, how you go through your day, how you relate with nature, etc., then yes, you could call it, it's not a religion. But it is a religion because God and soul and birth, death, reincarnation, all these are talked about in great detail. There is hardly anything which is not covered in the vast expanse of Sanatana Dharma. So, in Sanatana Dharma, when you have faith, it's a great science. Have faith. Wherever you think that something is illogical, you need to study. Then that illogical aspect will go away from your mind. Shankaracharya says, Atra samshayaha na kartavyaha papishto hi samshayaha. One who has doubt is into trouble. The doubt itself is a sinful thing. Samshayaha, he doesn't say samshayavan papishtaha. He says samshayaha papishtaha. Doubt kills you. Doubt is death. Of course, we hasten to clarify. We are not talking about blind faith anywhere. You must consistently, steadily study and clarify things. Do not have blind faith. Nobody is advising you blind faith. But have faith born of some study because regular study opens your eyes to possibilities. What looked impossible through a proper study will appear as quite possible. Many people would not have believed that there could be reincarnation. But after listening, after studying, after getting to know many case studies and going through certain logic provided by scriptures and teachers, they begin to understand. It is quite possible. It's not just a hypothetical proposal. It is not somebody's fancy. Punarjanma is highly possible. You may not be able to prove it 100% with evidence available to you, but evidence that is claimed to be true look reasonable. Now, all over the world, even people belonging to so-called other religions openly or secretly believe in reincarnation. Shankara says, therefore, samshayaha papishtaha. Do not live with doubt. Sort it out. Clear it. If you have a doubt, clear it through some more study, discussing with some knowledgeable people. Katham, how exactly sin is so dangerous? Not sin, a doubt is so dangerous. How exactly doubt is sinful? Uchyate, this will be said now. Ajnascha ashraddhadhanascha samshayatma vinashyati nayam lokosti na paraha na sukham samshayatmanah. How wonderful Bhagavan Parthasarathy is so emphatic. Ajnaha, one who has no wisdom. Vinashyati. Ashraddhadhanaha. This is drawing from the previous shloka. Shraddhavan labate jnanam and Shraddha rahitaha called here Ashraddhadhanaha Vinashyati. But what is newly brought in this shloka is Samshayatma Vinashyati. Doubt in moral systems, doubt in values, doubt in right behavior, doubt in parents, doubt in brothers and sisters, doubt in oneself. How in Valmiki Ramayana, while mentioning 14 defects of poor leaders, Sri Rama says to Bharata, the first problem is Nastikyam. If a leader doesn't believe in his own capacity, does not believe in the objectives of the organization which he leads, then how will he act effectively? When, in contrast, he has faith, I can do it. My organization, in spite of some shortcomings, is doing something noble. He is serving a great purpose for the society. So he is, let us say, full of faith in his job, in his own abilities, in his team. Then it makes a big difference. In contrast, Nastikyam makes somebody a poor leader. Ram says to Bharat, hope you avoid these 14 Raja doshas. Nastikyam anritam krodam pramadam dirghasutratam adarshanam dhanavatam alasyam panchavrattitam. In this way, there are 3 shlokas, a classic collection of 14 things that good leaders should carefully keep away. That's what Ram says at the end of those 3 shlokas. Kachitvam varjayasi etan rajadoshan chaturdasha, and so on. So whether it is the science of management and leadership and value-based issues, Dharma Shastra, or in Moksha Shastra, Samshaya has no place. Samshayatma vinashyati. And it's made clear, suppose I have doubt. I don't want to have doubt, but I have doubt. What is the medicine? Study, go to a lecture, listen to a teacher, take some quiet extra time and discuss with him, speak to her, the scholar, the teacher. The scholar will explain to you. Oh, you have this doubt because you are completely unaware of another dimension of this matter. I will tell you, come sit down. So the teacher, explains to you. Then your doubt goes away. No one less than Narendranath Datta had a doubt whether there is God or not. And if he had just remained in the college talking to his friends, I don't think there is God, etc., his doubt would not have gone. He persistently asked, is there someone who can, with all confidence, say there is God? And a British or European professor in his college said, there is a mystic outside in Dakshineshwar, go and see him. And off went Narendranath, and rest is history. When he asked Sri Ramakrishna, is there God? Ramakrishna, without batting an eyelid, said, there is God. Have you seen him? I have seen him, and I can show him to you also. But I have to prepare you for that. Rest is history. So, just as Vivekananda went to the right person and got his doubt cleared, you and I, if we are suffering from some kind of doubt, must go to the right people. Persistently, passionately. When we are passionate about our quest, the right teacher will emerge from nowhere. Do not say, modern times there are no Ramakrishnas. Therefore, though I am a Vivekananda, since there is no Ramakrishna, I am not able to blossom. No. If you are a Vivekananda, there is already a Ramakrishna. You have to go and meet him. Samshayatma vinashyati. Nayam lokosti. Like I referred already to leadership traits. Ayam lokaha is what we achieve in this world. We are trying to do many things for our own family, for our own personal health and wealth, for our own country, and so on. In all of them, if we are doubting Thomases, we have aham, ahankara, and vaham, that is doubt. Aham and vaham are the causes of man's downfall, said a friend of mine while driving through the streets of Bombay. In the car, we had this dialogue. I said to him, yes, yes, right now we are going over just that portion in the Gita where Samshaya Vaham is criticized. Samshayatmanaha ayam lokaha nasti. He may be in a company, he may be in some social work. Everything will collapse. Samshayatmanaha na paraha. Whether it is Swarga or Moksha, two different levels. It's beyond the limits of this life as we know. That's called paraha. Iha para. Somewhere they say iha means here, para means there. Na paraha lokaha asti. Na sukham. With all scholarship, with much wealth, a person will not have true peace. 3 days ago, Rakesh Junjunwala passed away. They say he was the real big bull of Dalal Street or maybe international stock market. He was the one who, from his high school days, took interest and then made huge wealth. Some 42,000 crores of rupees. Not 42 crores, 42,000 crores of rupees was his wealth. But why did he die at the age of 62? So, with all his intelligence with regard to investment and other things, financial matters, I believe he lived a life having no Indriya Sanyama. Every evening he had to drink alcohol, not just a little measure, but quite a lot, and any other weaknesses. So he was suffering already with bad health. We all respect him for his contributions to generating wealth. See, we must respect wealthy people in certain ways at least. They might have some objectionable side to them. Anybody, Ambani or Birla or Tata or Narayana Murthy or anybody, there may be some side where you may not agree. But when they build empires of industry or business, who can deny it adds to the wealth of the country? It was said at one time that the turnover of three companies in Mumbai, just three companies, there are thousands of companies in Mumbai. Just three companies, I think Ambani, Birla, and one more. Now the Adani name also is often said. Two or three companies, their turnover was 10 times as much as the turnover in the entire Karachi, commercial capital of Pakistan. The whole country's income was way less than the income of three individuals in India. So, goes on. So, I am saying we respect Rakesh Junjunwala, his contribution to creating wealth for the country significant. But like the earlier verse said, Sanyatendriya. He was not Sanyatendriya. He had such a weakness, the palate. So he had to drink and I guess he had to eat maybe some unhealthy food. There was some description. I wanted to say one more. It was said that because of that last few years he was anyhow so obese and unwell. Once when Prime Minister Modi was also there in some get together, everybody got up to respect the Prime Minister. And the video clip, I believe, I have not seen that video clip. That video clip went viral. Rakesh Junjunwala, the big bull of Mumbai, did not get up. And many people said, what is this? Did he not have been given this much manners to get up and show respect to the Prime Minister of the country? And then it was clarified. Poor man, because of his health issues, was unable to get up. He had limitations. And sure Modi understood. So we find that astikya, shraddha, ajnascha, ashraddhadanascha. So along with that, this so Indriya Sanyama is to be taken. Samshayatma vinashyati. Probably one last reference to RJ, Rakesh Junjunwala. Whenever he thought, oh, I should not drink much or eat much, when food or drink were right in front of him, he was a victim of samshaya. Well, I know, but I'm not too sure though. There are many people who drink a lot and are live 100 years, you see. Let me take. That's how our mind works. At the time of temptation, our mind doubts all that we have studied before. Yeah, that may not apply to me. A diabetic thinks that, yeah, 99 out of 100, if they eat sweets, perhaps will really suffer a lot. But I could be that 1 in 100 who can eat sweets every day and perhaps, who knows, every law has an exception after all. This is called samshaya. So, samshayatma vinashyati. Na ayam lokaha, na paraha, samshayatma, na sukham. And Shankara gives a simple commentary. Ajnascha anatmajna. Ramana Maharshi, championing Huama inquiry, has said at several places, unless a man meaning man, woman, all of us, unless a man takes up this quest of the self, no matter what else he has with him, he will not find happiness. He goes abroad, gets 5 PhDs, he builds an empire, business empire, he gets this award, that trophy, this prize, this recognition, international. He will not have peace unless he knows his true self. Likewise, anatmajnaha vinashyati. Atmajnanam vina shantihi na bhavati eva. Temporarily you may have some peace. Ashraddadanaha. Shraddadanaha is a present participle. Ashraddadanaha. One doesn't have faith. In what? Guru, Vakya, Shastreshu. Gurushu, Vakyeshu, Shastreshu. Avishwasavan cha. And in addition, Samshayatma. Samshaya chittaha. Ajnascha Ashraddadhano yadyapi vinashyataha tatapi na tatha yata samshayatma. Coming down heavily on doubting nature. Sri Krishna's words are elaborated by Adi Shankara. The way doubting Thomas dies or perishes, these people having no knowledge, having no Shraddha, do not. Doubting guy, man with doubt, man with Raham, is in deep trouble. Why? Samshayatma tu sarvesham papishta. Because of his doubt, he compromises. If he was without any doubt, if you have a bowl in your hand and you have no doubt it is poison, you will not drink. But a part of your mind says, I think this is exactly what other day I read about. It looks like poison, actually it is wonderful, healthy drink. Let me taste. If you doubt this is poison or not poison, sarvesham papishta. Katam na ayam sadharanopi lokah asti. Sadharana loka. That is the common world. I already gave the example of even laukika, worldly examples. Na paraha lokaha. Na sukham tatrapi. Samshayotpottehe samshayatmanah samshaya chittasya na sukham. Tasma samshaya na kartavyaha. And what we said, that the remedy to doubt, if our mind oscillates or vacillates, what are we to do about it? By simply saying, okay, tomorrow onwards I am not going to doubt, that doubt won't go. You have to go to Jnani. That 14 Rajadosha list, Adarshanam Jnanavatam is said to be another big problem with poorly performing leaders. They don't consult Jnanavatam, Adarshanam. They should do Darshanam of Jnanavantaha. When there is someone knowledgeable, they should ask that person, lady or man, and get clear about things. But they say, I don't want to meet him, I don't want to see her. She may be knowledgeable, but I have my own advisors. What advisor? You have some sycophants. They keep praising you. Even if you say during the middle of the day, it's so dark at this time, is it 2 a.m. at this time? Your sycophants will say, yes, it's exactly, you said the correct time, 2 a.m. And you call them advisors. Whereas here is a person, a lady with lot of practical insights. That's why you see even big companies grab knowledgeable people. Yesterday I came to know that Indra Nui, who did a great job with PepsiCo as the CEO for some 8 years, I was wondering what she is doing. Yesterday I got the answer to her extent. She is on the board of directors of Amazon. She is also on the board of International Cricket Control. And there was some slight controversy over there. That's a different matter. Because the great companies, Amazon or ICC, etc., they're always looking for people who have knowledge. Not just the scholarly knowledge to make them professors, but knowledge to push a company, an organization towards progress. So Indra is on Amazon. All right. Dhanavatam Adarshanam is a defect, not to consult right people. All right. The sloka here says, Now let's the answer. How do we remove samshaya? By meeting jnanis. That is said by Krishna himself. Yoga sanyasta karmanam jnana sanchinna samshayam atmavantam na karmani nibadnanti dhananjaya. Beautiful compounds. Yoga sanyasta karmanam. This is Ditya Vibhakti. The main name is Yoga Sanyasta Karma. Who is Yoga Sanyasta Karma? Somebody who has renounced his actions. Karma has been renounced. How? Yoga. By force of context, Adi Shankara also makes it totally clear. Here, yoga is nothing other than Paramartha Darshana. When, thanks to the Vedanta study and devoted contemplation upon it, he or she knows clearly, I don't need anything. I am the pure self, I am already adequate. Then why would he go after some karma, hoping that if I do this, I will get that? I don't need to get anything. I have already reached. I don't have to reach anywhere. I don't have to become anybody. I don't have to become anything. Then karma leaves. Well, some Mahatmas outwardly may be into karma, but go close to them. If they are Mahatmas of that great order, be 100% sure. They have no sense of dependence on their karma, on their projects, on their ashrams, on their social work, on whatever. They are completely independent because they know they are already full. Purnatva. So, yoga sanyasta karmanam. Yoga is paramartha darshana lakshana dhanam. Dana sanchinna samshayam. The second expression comes straight to the point. You have samshaya, that's your problem. Go for dana. Dana can cut sanchinna. Chinna means cut. Sanchinna, cut to pieces. And it is through dana itself that you will have great self-control. Atmavantam nakarmani nibadhan. Karmas cannot bind at all. Arjuna's fear was this. If I get into this war, all this ghora karma, tat kim karmani, ghore mam, niyojayasi Keshava, he asked. Ghora karma, this cruel, this violent action will cause a lot of agitations in. Not at all. If you go about it, clarity of spiritual wisdom, not some fanaticism. The terrorist also, as though, at least temporarily, has no doubt. He thinks what he is doing is good, but he doesn't have jnana. He has been brainwashed. He has been misguided, and he has been given some all kinds of benefits. Become a terrorist, will give so much money to your family, you will take care of your parents. Lot of poor boys are picked up from villages in countries that promote terrorism, and lakhs and lakhs of rupees are given to the family to spare that boy, and that boy from the age of 10 or 12 has brainwashed. And that is not absence of doubt. That is tamasic. Absence of doubt is rising to sattva. When you are utterly clear, then you will have great self-control. If Arjuna has clear understanding of the situation and what his duty is, he would fight the war with a spirit of sacrifice, of personal comforts and so on, with a spirit of dedication, with no hatred towards Kauravas or anyone. It is for dharma rakshana. Na karmani nibadhanti. Bhagavan Bhashyakara says yoga sanyasta karmanam means paramartha darshana lakshanena yogena sanyastani karmani. Yena Paramartha Darshina, by this Paramartha Darshi. And when karma is left, both Punya karma and Papa karma are left. Dharma, Adharma, Khyani. Katam Yoga Sanyasta karma. How did he become someone who could renounce all karmas? Dana Sanchinna Samshayam. Which Jnana are we talking about? Atma Ishvara Ekatva Darshana Lakshanena Jnanena. That is also. It is that wisdom which shows the oneness between Ishvara and Jiva, Ishvara and Atma. That is how all doubts are cut asunder. Ya evam yoga sanyasta karma tam atmavantam apramattam. Those who have problem of indriya sanyama, not adequate, the golden word for them is apramada. They must adore, they must worship, they must go for increasing their alertness, apramada. They must learn the skill of controlling a thought before it gets strong. A thought arises. Let me eat that delicious food. So even as it's a tiny thought, if they come down on that and control it, matters are easy. If that time they don't control, and like those monkeys who went on fast, they say, I won't eat, but I'll go and just take a look at the jalebis. I'll just touch them, I won't eat. I'll just smell them, I won't eat them. In this way, they allow the thought to get stronger, they lose. So, one has to be apramatta. Pramada is error, carelessness, inadvertence, slipping and falling. Apramatta atmavan iti uchyate gunacheshta rupena drishtani. So, in his tendencies, in the actual activities he does, if he is not careless, then he won't be bound by karmas. Anishtadi rupam phalam na arabhate. So when through jnana one rises, the karmas lose their power. Anishta, traditional meaning is he won't be born in lower forms of life, animals, plants, etc. Ishta is to go to heaven, and Mishra is to come back into human form. These are some traditional meanings. Otherwise, take Anishta as a undesirable. Anishta means undesirable. Last shloka. Yasmat karma yoga anushthanat ashuddhikshaya hetuka jnana sanchina samshaya na nibadyate karma bihi dhanagni dagda karmattvadeva. So summarizing, through karma yoga itself and then through jnana, ashuddhikshaya hetuka jnana. Right jnana brings ashuddhi down, ashuddhikshaya. And then one doesn't get bound. Yasmacha jnana karma anushtana vishaye samshayavan vinashyati. Sri Krishna himself summarizes and Adi Shankara introduces that summary shloka. Tasmat. That's how the shloka begins. Like in mathematics, you have those three dots, one above and two below. Tasmat. Tasmad jnana sambhutam hridstam jnanasin atmanah chitvainam samshayam yogam atishtottishta bharata. O Arjuna, I call you Bharata. Bha means light. Rata means Ramate iti Rata. Prakashe Ramate Yaha. Those who revel in bright sea. Foolish people enjoy with their eyes shut. They enjoy some fancies, some imagination, some foolish things. But as they get wise, they have opened their eyes, they enjoy the beauty of truth. Bha is light, Bha is truth. Rata means one who enjoys. Calling Arjuna Bharata, Sri Krishna gives a clarion call. Yogam Atishta. Get Get down to proper right living, sadhana. Let every minute of your life be sadhana. At work or at your leisure. As Sri Ramakrishna said, when one hand of yours is in work, hold God with the second hand. When the work is over, hold God with both the hands. So, yogam atishta. We anchored in spiritual way of living and dana asina with the sword of right wisdom. Ritstam samshayam chitva. Cut, cut asunder, break to pieces. Hidyate hridaya grantihi chidyante sarva samshaya, says Mundakopanishad. Reflecting that spirit, Sri Krishna says, cut asunder your doubt, Ritstam, which is in yourself, in your heart, which is all born out of spiritual ignorance, and Yogamatishtam. Bhagavan Bhashyakara says, Tasmat Papishtam Ajnana Sambhutam. Doubt is called Papishta once more. And it's born of spiritual ignorance. Ajnana Sambhutam Samshayam Avivekat Jatam. Somewhere how it began, we do not remember. Somewhere there was a wrong judgment. And then it went from bad to worse. Wrong judgment. Everywhere it will happen. You choose a friend wrongly, then that bad company will drag you into so many things. There was a family in Chennai who privately said to me, we are so sorry to tell you, our father somehow chose a wrong priest for all functions in our houses. And now it is not easy to dismiss that priest. What is wrong with the priest, I said. The priest is very scholarly. That's what made our father choose him. And now his son, his grandson is also our family priest. They are all scholarly. But we later came to know their achara was not good. They know Vedas better than many other priests. Chanting, doing it. But their private life, their achara was not good. And as a result, the sons and grandsons are now found out that though they chant the right mantras and do right things, they themselves don't have Shraddha, their mind is more on money and pleasure and so on. See, that's Aviveka. So their father or grandfather could not. Aviveka means wrong judgment. You choose the wrong friend, the wrong client, the wrong partner, wrong priest, wrong place to live in, wrong organization to work in. You had it. Avivekat jatam hadis buddha stitam dana asina. The sword of dana is shoka moha, the dosha hara. It removes all defects like grief and delusion. Samyak darshanam tadeva jnanam tadeva khadgaha, and remove it. Shankara makes a nice explanation for Atmanaha samshayam. Your own doubt is not the pure Atma. Pure Atma cannot have any doubt. But Atma here means Antakharana. Shankara says, Nahi parasya samshayaha parena chetavyatam prapta. So, doubt of X cannot be removed by Y. X, who has doubt, himself has to clear the doubt. Just as your hunger will not go by somebody else having a hearty meal. Therefore, Atmanaha samshayam, swasya hradi stitam samshayam chitva. So vinasha hetu bhutam samyak darshanopayam atishta. Uttishta. Rise, rise. Rise physically, take your bow, and rise mentally. Be steadily engaged in your duty. In this way, Chapter 4 concludes. Let me read the Sankalpa Vakya. Om Tat Sat Iti Shrimad Bhagavad Geetāsu Upanishadsu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjuna Samvade Jnana Yogo Nama Chaturthodhyayah. Harihi Om. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.